In Maya, select File, Export All again, and make sure the file type is still set to renderware. Click Export All, and browse to the resource root folder, and name the new file winery_world. With the export completed, return to Studio, select File, Import Scene, and then import the winery_world.rf3b file into the game database. Drag and drop the newly created Winery Prelit World asset from the Assets folder into the Perspective view. In the Active Game folder, a new entity is created that represents this game element. Immediately above the Perspective view, there is a toolbar containing a selection of navigation controls and controls for translating the elements within the view. Select the blue arrow near the left-hand end. This is the flight controller. Whenever it is active, you can fly around the world in classic game style. Place the cursor in the white box at the center of the Perspective view and drag. When you move the mouse up, the camera tracks forward. Moving the mouse down reverses the camera, while moving left and right rotates the camera in those directions. With the world created, the next steps are to configure a target, launch it, build the game data, and then connect to the target. You start with the options at the center of the main toolbar. Ensure that the left-hand Active Configuration drop-down is set to DX9 Production, and that the right-hand Active Connection drop-down is set to PC DirectX 9. Here, the configuration is the type of target you want to connect to, whilst the Active Connection defines the specific details of that target. With those in place, you need to set up the connection properties. Select Connection Properties, PC DirectX 9. This opens the Connection Properties dialog. Once again, set the platform IP address to localhost. If you are connecting to a target on another PC or console, you would need to set an IP address for that target here. In this instance, however, localhost is enough. Set the location of the executable to C, Training Framework, Executables, framework_RT452_DX9exe. This is the correct path to the location of the target executable. Click OK to close the dialog. You are now ready to build the game data and then launch and connect to the target. The buttons for performing these actions are located to the right of the configuration drop-downs. Click the Launch button to run the target executable, which starts by displaying a setup dialog. Click the large OK button. The target executable launches to its waiting state. Click the Director's Camera button to the right of the Launch button. If the Director's Camera isn't active, you won't see anything on the target. When it is active, you will notice it has a blue border. Click the Build Folder and Connect button that's to the left of the Launch button. This action kicks off the compilation process. You will see that the build log, the panel at the bottom of the screen, activates as the game compiles. After a few moments, your world appears on the target. Navigate around in Studio's Perspective view and see how the camera position updates to reflect this on the target. Note that this is the Director's camera, not the actual game camera. We will be adding that later. When you're done, click the Disconnect button to break the connection and reset the target. Once again, save your project and return to Maya.